All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're back up here at Franklin, the amazing Franklin Toyota here in Statesboro, Georgia. And what we want to talk about today is Toyota back to being the king. Are they here? Has it happened? Well, let's take a look at this for a second and then we'll talk about it a little bit. But look at this lot. Okay, we haven't been up here in a couple of weeks, but last time we were up here, what did we have? Something like 20 Tundras? We got 3. We had like 20 Tundras sitting here. We got like 3. Now they do got a few sitting over there. They got a couple of Tundras, a few Tacomas over there that haven't been checked in yet, but we got 3. Nothing else here. What about the Tacomas? Okay, remember this was rows all the way stacked, all the way down. There was this red one and a silver 4Runner here, and we were Tacomas all the way down. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 Tacomas, and one more right there makes 7 Tacomas on the lot. Okay, so they're selling them like crazy. They are going, they are moving, they are getting them out of here way faster than they did last year, way more. And so we got to think about it. Is Toyota back to being the king? I'm going to give you my honest opinion, okay? And I'm going to keep it unbiased. You guys know, and I'll put that out there, that I do not like Toyota as a company. I like their vehicles. I do not like them as a company. I do not like Southeast Toyota distributors and the games they play with the add-ons that they do. There are things about Toyota that really do, more so than any other company, piss me off. There's no other way to put it. It is pretty obvious, and I'm pretty honest about it. That set aside, is it back to being the king of trucks, Toyota? Are they there? So let's analyze it. Let's break it down. The Tundra had that, hang on a second, I gotta fix this tripod, hold on. There we go, sorry, it's driving me nuts. But the Tundra, you know, 22s through 23s had that engine problem and had to have that engine recall done and had to have these replaced, and they're on stage or phase 3 of 4, I believe, with these. So they're moving along. I don't know how far behind they are, but so technically they're supposed to be done by, I think, January or something with the recall replacement engines. So they're moving right along on that. That's happening. Those are going. The Tacoma had its issues with the transmission problems with the front or with the manual and with the automatic transmissions. Major delays on those. That seems to have been dialed in now. Okay, we are in the, what is it? The third year of the third or fourth year coming up at 26 will be the 4th year of the Tundra. Still no stupid tow hooks, but at least it's doing better. Okay, it's coming along. The Tacoma coming into its 2nd year of the Tacoma. First year fared very well. Overheating issues, some problems, the trans issue, but again, teething issues in the beginning. It is done very well. So we know those are going very good. 4Runner seems to be doing very well as it did too. The Sequoia seems to be doing very well. The Land Cruiser doing very well. So we're seeing that Toyota is true to its name in the fact that it's putting out a good vehicle. Now, in order to be king, though, you had certain things that kept Toyota on top. What made them there, put them there, and kept them there was a few different things, and we're going to address each one individually. That was reliability, okay? That was simplicity mixed in with durability, those two together, because they were simple, detuned, underpowered, so that you didn't break nothing. They were just built that way to last, okay? So those are there, and then the third one was affordable. Okay, those were our factors that we had to deal with that made Toyota what it was. Every truck and SUV basically, I'm not talking about RAV4s and Highlanders and stuff like that, but I'm talking body on frame, rugged vehicles Toyota makes. That was always their hallmark. Those things, simple, reliable, tough and durable, and affordable. Where do they stand today? Do we meet any of that criteria? Well, when it comes to affordable, and I could also put in there, even though simple, I could say quality. Toyota was known for parts that lasted for a very long time. My buddy, John, that you guys, if you follow my hunting channel, you know him, Tucker from Tack to Saddle. He has a 2016 Tacoma. It's got to have 180,000 miles on it or so. And it is, the suspension, everything on it is stock, and it is as tight today as the day you bought it. It's incredible. Incredible how that stuff works. These new ones, will they live up to that kind of thing? Can they do it? Well, we know that the prices on the Tundra are not horrible. They're not great, but they're not horrible. They're tolerable and comparable in today's world. However, again, you are missing out on some things like tow hooks and things like that on some of their better trims, but They offer a lot, and it's not a bad truck. They have addressed the window seal issues. They've addressed the seat issues. They've addressed so many of the little bugs and quirks. This truck here was loaded with trouble. Okay, the Tundra was an absolute mess for 2 years. Complete mess for 2 straight years. They got a lot of it dialed in. They got a lot of it sorted, and it's doing much better. However, when we look at those those rules, okay, quality, simplicity, durability, and affordability, it's got some of that, but it doesn't have it like it used to. Affordability wise, it is not cheaper than any. I mean, you can get every other full-size truck out there for cheaper than a Toyota. As far as cost goes, every single truck out there, full-size truck, is cheaper. And not only is it cheaper MSRP, it's cheaper because they deal better than Toyota does. So the price one, it loses, it's gone. There's no comparison in the price factor. Quality of the truck, the quality, the fit, the finish, the materials, the use, the way it's put together, is now much more an American standard than a Japanese standard. Okay, it is now much more Americanized with that kind of stuff than it was when it was Japanese. So it is now on the same level as what American-made trucks are, in my opinion, is what we see on there. So we got to take that into consideration. And as far as reliability and durability, you know what? Right now, with everything that's going on in the world today, with all the trucks, the stuff that's happening with the Chevy V8s, Ford and their wet belt system, which again is not a bad system, and it's proving very, very reliable, like in the Coyote, and is doing an excellent job. However, it is a guarantee that when you get to about 200,000, between 150 and 200,000 miles, you have to spend $4,000 to $5,000 on that truck. It is non-optional. Your extended warranty will not cover it. I don't think so. They might, but I doubt it because it is a wearable item. They're probably not going to cover it when you get that far out. That's why I never believed in taking extended warranties out past 100,000 miles. Ram used to offer that unlimited mile warranty, and I think it's a fantastic thing for catastrophic stuff. But on the same note, like I said, timing chain goes out at 200,000 miles. They're probably not. That's a wearable item. It wore out. You know, they're not gonna replace it for you. Always been my thought. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that I know for a fact though, if you have a wet belt system like a Ford has, or like GM has in their 3-liter, you're gonna end up spending a lot of money on it. Toyota doesn't have that stuff going on, so there might be a benefit to that factor in there. And like I said, Chevy's got some problems, and then Ram's bringing back the Hemi. The Hemi's a great motor, but don't think for a second the Hemi was flawless. Okay, it had a lot of ticks and issues, and the classic Hemi tick and lifter failures too, and things of that nature. The Hurricane is proving pretty well. People don't want to accept it, just like they don't want to accept a 2.7 liter in a Silverado, but they're proving incredibly well. So we shall see, but I'm going to call that Tundra kind of a wash right across the board with those. I'm going to say it's good. I'm going to say it's there. It's got the potential in it. So that Tundra, as far as a half-ton goes, yeah, not king. I would say there is no king anymore. I would say in a half-ton world, they are all 100% a wash. Okay, where if you go back to a 2021 to Toyota, a Tundra, it was king. King is gone. Okay, king is gone. But I do believe they are right there with everything else that you get. Not the best deal, probably a little higher quality on some things, less quality on others. As reliable as everything else out there. Very well-made trucks, and they're going to do it. What about the Tacoma? Okay, Tacoma, the mid-size world, one of my favorite places. I don't fit in it anymore with that big power wagon. It's sitting right over there, but in the Tacoma world, mid-size world, how is this truck faring, panning out? Well, again, if we think about those things, simplicity, durability, reliability, and affordability, if we look at those, it lost its throne completely. It's been totally dethroned. If you're looking for based on those exact categories, the only thing out there that comes, the new king is the Frontier. Whether you like it or not, whether you're like, oh, it's underpowered, it's a dog, the steering sucks. I don't care. When you look at those factors, simplicity, reliability, durability, and affordability, nothing. You have the Frontier here and everything else way down here. It's all how it kind of comes out to as far as that stuff goes when you combine them all. I still think the Colorado Trail Boss is the best buy, the smartest best buy, in my opinion, because it has a lot of fun factor to it. It's got an amazing motor, and it's got a good looks to it, and it's got a lift to it, and I mean, there's so to each your own on that. But it is no doubt that this does not fit that king category anymore. However, it is proving to be a phenomenal truck, and in many people's opinion, a vast improvement over what the old king, quote unquote, was. Okay, you got more horsepower, you got the optional hybrid option on there, you have sway bar disconnect now as an option on these things, you still have the standard crawl control and Toyota's four-wheel drive system, which can be very finicky, but it is a great system. It is an incredible system. You just wish Toyota would just listen to their customers and do some things sometimes. They just never do. They just don't care and don't change anything. Look at Ram. People complain when a Hurricane came out, we want the Hemi, we want the Hemi, we want the Hemi. In a year, Ram brought back the Hemi. Okay, how many times have people complained about the Toyota four-wheel drive system and yet they still haven't fixed it? How long have people complained about the tow hooks not being on a Tundra? They still haven't fixed it. How long have they complained about the seats cracking on a Tundra? Took them 3 years to fix it. See what I'm getting at here? Toyota is very slow at this stuff. Many people believe that slowness makes as a benefit for them because they don't change things too often, get part of that Kaizen type setup and everything that comes along with that, and they might be very well true. Might be very well true. However, some things they do is like, look at that air dam. I mean, come on. Seriously? That's a TRD off-road and you put that on there. Some of these things just kind of blow your mind. And so when we look at this new truck and we take a look at what it offers, it is a very nice truck. How is it if we break those categories down? Affordable? No, not even remotely. It is way more expensive than everything else is. Not only MSRP or similar in MSRP, but because every other truck brand will deal tremendously and Toyota does not. Toyota, this is coming in kind of last place as far as the pricing goes in the mid-size world, especially when you start getting into some of the better trims, the more off-road worthy trims. I mean, look at this right here. Here's a TRD off-road. Now this one's a iForce Max hybrid, but if you want the true power, okay, I mean, it takes this iForce Max engine to get this thing to be anywhere near what a Chevy Colorado is. You have to have this. What are you coming in at on here? Okay, you're $55,000. For $55,000, I could probably get a ZR2 Bison edition if I played my cards right and priced it well, and I could get a Ranger Raptor for that price. Okay, this is not a TRD Pro or a Trail Hunter. Let that number sink in. They're pretty powerful. But here's one. Here's a TRD Off-Road, and this one is not a hybrid. And the sticker on here is going to come in a little bit more affordable. $52,000. Still, I could buy any other mid-size truck made today with the exception, literally with the exception, of a Ranger Raptor or a ZR2 Bison, not a ZR2, but a ZR2 Bison edition, and the AT4X AEV edition from Canyon. Everything else, all day long. I can buy it all day long from any other brand. So Toyota, the Tacoma world, the midsize world, they do not have the affordability. What about the reliability and durability? Yes, I do. I believe that this is a proven well system. They're getting the kinks worked out of it, that we're in year one. Year two is coming around the corner. I'm betting we're expecting some minor hidden changes, and I think they will be spot on with that, and I believe they will hold that range of reliable and durable. And with the improvements that they've done, I think it is going to hold there. I believe that your odds of getting, now the hybrid, it comes with a great warranty as well too on a hybrid system, but even if you don't and you take this one here, I do believe it's tuned down. It's a 2.4 liter and it's detuned and it's not pushing too hard and it's pretty realistic, and I honestly believe that this motor can make it just as long as a Colorado 2.7, can make it just as long as a Ford 2.3, can make it just as long as any of those things, okay? A 3.6 Pentastar, probably gonna go a little farther, even if it costs you a little, even if you have a couple issues, it'll probably still cost less to get high miles on it. Same with the Frontier, but these are good. This truck is doing all right. It is not king, but it is doing very, very well. I'm very impressed with what it's proving to be. Now, as far as the quality of parts and fit and finish, just like its big brother, the Tundra, same thing. They Americanized it. Okay, it's different now. It's just not there. It doesn't have it doesn't have what it used to have anymore. It's still a great truck, but it is now an American truck rather than a Japanese truck. Okay, it's just different. You don't understand it or like it. I get it. I more power to you. This is all opinion, kind of, sort of opinion. I do have some facts, obviously, pushing behind this, but it is not what it used to be. Still a fantastic truck, though. So, is Toyota king? Are they king? No, they are not king. Toyota now, for all practical standards, is average. Toyota has now become average. They're the same as every other truck brand out there in the full size and a half ton and a mid-size world. They are no different than any other one. You do pay more money for them. Some people think you get more options. Some people still believe you get better quality. And that's the beauty of it, is that they're there for everybody, whether if you want them and you love them, fantastic, okay? That is completely up to you. But they are no longer king in anything. They are now average and standard. And they, and that's, I think, where they want to be at. I think they're okay with that, because average and standard means that they can charge more money for it, because people want the stuff that's in these new trucks, the new Tundra and the new Tacoma. Okay, the number of us that are interested in getting, underpowered, simple, small, reliable, and affordable trucks like many of us want. That's not the majority of buyers. And when somebody buys a 2022 or 2023 Tacoma, they're going to or a 21 Tundra, they're going to keep it for 10 or 15 years. That doesn't benefit Toyota, not even a little bit. Toyota doesn't want that. They hate that. They want you to buy one and get rid of it in 4 or 5 years and come back and buy a new one. So they push you into the better motors, the better ride, the more tech, the stuff like that, and hoping you get hooked on that, and then they can make you they'll get you to sell it in 5 years and move on. So food for thought. There's my thought on it right there. Toyota king? No, Toyota is now average. And average is an okay place to be, because everybody else is average, and it doesn't matter. However, the one part that I wish Toyota would get better is, since if they're going to be an American company, which is what they have proven to be now with their trucks, okay, the Tundra's not sold anywhere, the Tacoma's not sold anywhere, they got the Hilux for that. These are American-made vehicles, and they are American vehicles here. They are here for this, built to our standards. They should be priced like our American trucks are priced. Okay, I know it's some of the Tacomas in Mexico. Come on, don't get, somebody's on their keyboard. Okay, you get my point. They're competing, and they have made their vehicles just like American trucks. American companies make their trucks now today. And that's where we stand at. So food for thought, questions, comments, anything you got, put them down below. Thanks for watching.